Today is the day we start hacking away at this thing. I got it suspended up in the air here just to make things a little bit easier for myself. These are just some sawhorses. They're for like woodworking or whatever, but they work really great for this purpose too. You know, it'll be able to get the frame up here in the air a little bit, so it'll make it easier for me to cut some of this stuff. I won't have to sit on the ground and mess around with all that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm probably gonna have to time lapse most of this because it's probably gonna be really boring, especially because I'm gonna have to run the heater a lot today because it is really cold outside, and I don't even like listening to that heater run in the background. So eventually I plan on replacing this guy with an actual heater in here, and this whole garage will be temperature controlled, which will be awesome. But that's for a different day and a different time. So let's see, what can I just mention really quick? So I'm gonna try and leave this here for now. Well, actually, it makes perfect. I don't want to remove this or this because that's going to help me figure out where the drive chain needs to sit for the rear end. Even though we're changing the rear end significantly, eventually even this is going to have to get chopped off, because what I really want to do is have this set up kind of like a 4-link in the rear, which I'm getting ahead of myself right now, but there are a couple other things too that I wanted to mention. So this is where the foot pegs mount to, right here. And on the other side, it's a little bit different, which I kind of wish it was the same, because I've been thinking about literally just chopping these off. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to come up with something when it comes down to that. This is gonna be difficult. So for sure, we are taking these out. I know that for sure. I think I talked about this a little bit. I don't know. So for now, I'm gonna cut these out, and I'm gonna do some measuring, and we're gonna see how much more we need to cut out to really start getting somewhere. I have a strong feeling though, we're probably gonna have to chop or take these bottom bars out for now. We're probably gonna put something back in its place. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully it works out, or I just ruin this frame. We find a different one. Eventually something will happen. So All right, doesn't look like a whole lot has been done since the last video, but I cut out these brackets. Right now I'm just kind of cleaning everything up so it's nice and smooth. I've been doing some measuring here and there because I don't want to I don't want to do more work than we really have to. So I'm trying to keep this relatively simple when it comes to mounting the engine. So one thing that I noticed, where'd my tape measure go? So let's see. So the one thing that I noticed is where the sprocket goes, which is this guy right here. You know, this mounting bracket that I plan on using first to mount everything else is like pretty in line with that, which is pretty cool. I think it's only like, you know, right around 2 inches, right around 2 inches longer. And then the whole bike is sticking out like, I think like 6 inches from that, from this side of the engine mount. So if you come over here and you look, it's gonna have to be somewhere relatively close to right there, because that's kind of where the chain and everything goes. So, which is kind of funny because I cut this engine mount out. As you can see, it was really close. It wasn't exact. So we'll have to put a new engine mount somewhere back here in its place. So that means, the other side, trying not to confuse myself with all this stuff, honestly. So it's like 6 inches, 6 inches wide there. So, you know, it's gonna be pretty close to being right here. And then we have to go 6, so we'll be like, so it is gonna sit a little bit funny in there, because they will have to make some sort of bracket on this side. It's actually not gonna be too bad. As ridiculous as this is, I personally don't think it's gonna be that bad. All right, so things are getting really serious. As you can see, I decided to go ahead and chop those out. So, you know what? We will add something back into its place. It's probably gonna be lower, though. I'm hoping I don't have to cut all the way back here, but you know what? At this point, if we have to, that's fine. We're probably going to, but if I can, it seems like the engine will fit in between here. I don't know if it's gonna work with how we're gonna have to place the engine in this thing. But if not, I'm gonna have to cut it out, and we'll have to figure something out with the foot pegs. Which, you know what, none of this is really a big deal. I'm just trying not to cut this thing up too bad. I mean, there's a lot of chopping involved right now, but like I said, we're gonna add back the stuff that we cut out. I'm gonna add tubing to the bottom here. I'm gonna bend it on a 90-degree angle, and it's gonna come back and then meet up back over here. But, you know, then half of me is like, why don't you just chop those out now? Or or it'll probably meet up over here. So it'll probably go down and then up here. I don't know yet. Plenty of options there. All right, I'm just kind of test fitting stuff on the floor before I move the engine up here. Just to kind of save my back really. But as it turns out, you know, I have the drive line lined up pretty good on this side. And the thing that kind of sucks is, well, number one, the engine has to go down lower than it is right now. But as you can see, the back bar here is interfering pretty bad. So that means that I'm just gonna chop it right off. I don't even care. I really don't have much of a choice. So we'll have to figure out foot pegs and stuff later. Like I said, whatever we cut out, I'm definitely gonna add back in. It looks like we have enough room for the headers and the radiator. I'm pretty impressed with that. This clearance up here isn't gonna be an issue. I'm gonna make sure it's not an issue, but because the engine is gonna be a little bit lower than it's sitting right now. So I'm definitely glad I cut the bottom bars out of this thing, because, you know, there's no other way it would have fit in here. All right, just gonna show you guys this crazy contraption I got going on here. I don't know if this is how I'm gonna do this. I'm just been kind of thinking stuff through here. Realistically, I want to get the engine in the air as close as I can to being where we're gonna mount it, and then get some 2x4s underneath it or something, and then kind of really get it mounted into the position that it needs to be. All right, well, we've been making some serious progress, even though it doesn't look like it. But basically, I've just been kind of playing around, trying to get the engine and the frame to sit where I think it's gonna need to be. I'm trying to think of everything that could possibly end up being in the way. One thing that is slightly a slight concern to me, it's not a huge deal, is how low the engine actually is gonna sit in here. And you know, the engine really isn't that low, but you have to remember the way the exhaust is routed on these is it comes down and it goes under. So I also have to think about the ground clearance for the exhaust. Right now it's kind of hard to tell where the ride height of this thing is gonna be, but just from kind of looking at it, it's gonna be pretty low. I don't think it's gonna be insanely low. I guess we'll find out. All right, guys, this is gonna be it for this video. I really appreciate anybody that is watching. I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing in general, but I'm gonna try and keep making videos when I can. All right, like I said, anybody that is watching, I appreciate it. Please comment. I want to know what you guys think. All right, guys, have a good one.